I'm going to show you how to install chipboard flooring. The tools that you need for this is a circular saw, a sledgehammer, a straight edge, a block of timber. You need construction adhesive, a nail gun, your safety gear such as glasses, gloves and earmuffs, a tape measure, hammer, a caulking gun, as well as your square. Because we're joining onto an existing floor that's already square, we're going to just put our construction adhesive down and then we'll place the board, and after that we'll nail it. Okay, so we're ready to put the glue down for the first board. The board's 900mm wide, so we need to make sure that we don't go over 900mm and use the glue quite liberally. Before we bring the board in, we just need to check that the styrofoam insulation is butted up hard against the bottom of the board. That way there's no airflow to get maximum insulation qualities. The flooring that we're using today works on a tongue and groove system, so you need to run a bead of glue along the top of the tongue, so when it fits into the groove it locks in nice and tight. I'm going to grab my mate Andy, he's going to give me a hand to bring in the first board. When moving the board into place, it's helpful to use a piece of timber on the edge of your board so you don't damage your board. For this job we're using 3.6 metre boards. We need to go around a corner, so we're going to have to cut this board. We need to make sure that the end of the board finishes in the middle of a joist, so when we're nailing down the board, the other board can butt up against it and we can nail into the same joist. We're going to have to make 2 cuts into this board as we've got to go around the corner, so we need to make 2 separate measurements. The first one will be from the wall out to the edge of the base plate, and the second from the board to the edge. Now I've got my measurements, I'm going to transfer them onto the board and we'll get the board cut. We set the saw depth to 20mm so we don't cut through our joists. Put our safety gear on and we'll make the cuts. I'll get Andy again to give me a hand with the lift and we'll move the board into place. It's important to leave yourself a 5mm gap around any corners or any walls just to allow for expansion. We have that here, so we're going to remove the board and put the construction adhesive down and then we'll nail off the board. Make sure that you're really liberal, about 1 tube per sheet, and make sure that all your joists are free from dust because the glue won't adhere to the dust. Now we put the glue down, I'm going to bring the board back in and we'll put it into place. Don't forget to run a bead of glue along the top of your tongue before you fix the board in. Alright, and now we'll fix the board. Now that we've got the corners nailed and the board square, we're just going to nail off the rest of the board and continue all the way through. To make sure that you hit the centre of your joist with your nails, it's a good idea to use a straight edge and rule a line so your nails are in the dead centre of your joist. In each row of nails you want to do a minimum of 4 across the board and a minimum of 5 at the end, and that way you'll get no movement in your floor. So when you nail down floor, especially into hardwood joists, you'll find that sometimes the nails won't go all the way through. So all you need to do is grab your hammer, wear your safety gear and nail the rest of them in. Okay, so now that that board's down and nailed, we're going to continue the rest of the floor, making sure that our joints are staggered and that the ends of the board finish on the top of the joists. And that's how you lay chipboard flooring. Now it's ready for its final floor covering.